Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in today. My name is Ethan. If you haven't been here before, just want to introduce myself really quick. I am, avid stock market trader. I am the author of Trading Around the Cycle, which you guys can see here. And what this is basically my trading strategy, what I do day in and day out, what stocks I look for, what patterns, I'm interested in, and how I trade. So definitely tune in, check out my book. Link is in the bio. Definitely want to look at that, and it's going to make a lot more sense when I'm talking about what I do in stocks. So definitely take a look at that. All right, so what I want to do today, since it's Sunday, just want to wrap up the, last week, what we've been doing, and then, of course, look into next week to see what we're going to be waiting for. So let's just jump right into it, all right? So, last week, there's a lot of earnings that got released, and same with this week as well. So last week, we saw, Salesforce, CRM. We saw this drop below the support line. So, full transparency with you guys, I added in right along this support level. It looked like it was kind of consolidating here. I added in on this day, so it was the 20th. I saw it pop above the 5-day EMA, and that was kind of my signal to buy in. So I bought in, and as you can see, it kind of decided to sell off right as I did that. So no big deal, just going to watch it, wait for it to stop and consolidate again. This is one of the things I do look for when I'm trading, right? So I want, to hit a support level and consolidate. Those are two big things for me. But as you can see now, the RSI has just hit a low level. So it's below that 30 RSI, which means that it's oversold. It has a high probability of stopping out soon. And once it does that and we see price start to trade sideways, I'll just add in again, lowering my average cost per share so that when it does rebound, I'll be in the green. So this is Salesforce. It's a Dow Jones 30 stock, so I'm not worried about this, going to zero or anything, right? It's a business to business company, so, they do have a lot of revenue. But yeah, we're going to watch out for this one. Okay. Second, and kind of a similar story with Facebook, right? So we see Facebook kind of come back to its support level. I'm definitely going to be watching this next week. So we can leave that. And Disney. This is the one I was thinking about. So same story with Disney, right? It hit a support level early last week, but it has since dropped. So I'm just going to move my circle down. This is a low. And what I'm looking for when I draw these circles is for it to, rebound, right? So every low that happens, I draw my little circle, right? And then tomorrow, if it drops lower, I'll move the circle to that one. And the next day, if it goes higher, then we just establish a bottom, right? So this circle is purely just searching for the bottom. You see I had one right here and right here. So I'm, really like Disney. It's probably one of my highest conviction stocks. Right now, there's some bad news going on with it because, they have some legal trouble going on with the state of Florida. So you guys can read up on that a little bit more if you'd like. But they are going to go through some issues. We see the RSI is below 30 as well. MACD is pointing straight down. I could see this one continue to drop. So be careful if you are trading Disney. We want to wait for a price consolidation before we add in again. So definitely be on the lookout for that. All right. Lastly, for this week, Netflix. Yep. So you guys have probably heard about this in the news. Netflix dropped over 35%. They had a poor earnings result. They lost 200,000 subscribers, which is a lot. So we see them drop. One thing I really want to highlight with Netflix, and one of the reasons why I'm making this video today, is a lot of my friends, were asking me on the day of the drop, do we buy it now? And it's super tempting because the price is extremely low. RSI is way below 30, right? It does look like a good entry point, but in reality, probably not. So the same way that we saw Facebook sell off, you see this when Facebook dropped and they kind of just slowly dragged down lower and lower. We're watching out for that with Netflix, especially when they lose 200,000 subscribers. we could see that reflect the price as it continues to drift downward. So we're going to hang on tight and wait for this one. If you already established a position, don't worry. You don't need to sell out of it or anything. Just wait for it to come down lower, consolidate again, and then add in again and lower your average cost. Okay. So that's also a big thing that beginner investors miss out on, right? They buy into something, they wait a couple months, it keeps going lower, then they decide to sell, right? Because they just can't handle it anymore. There's a lot of stress that goes on with, owning a losing stock and being down in a position. But honestly, you just need to hang in there. Don't let the FOMO get to you, right? Just stick with your plan, keep buying in on consolidation points, and one day this stock, Netflix, will recover. So just hang on tight, stay in there. But you do see a lot of people do that, and if you're holding like penny stocks and you buy something and it just continues to go down, that could be a different story, right? You want to make sure that you're invested in good, high quality companies that have a future in this world, like Netflix. They are going through a tough time, but I do believe that they have a future in the streaming world. They've been around for a long time. I would still say they're probably one of the better user interfaces. Okay, so let's also take a quick look at what the crypto market is doing. I'm just gonna pull up Bitcoin's chart really quick, because we're gonna see, and right now Bitcoin kind of follows the Nasdaq market. So we can take a look at QQQ, and the Nasdaq generally follows tech stocks, right? And you can see that we broke this support right here, which is kind of not a good sign, right? So this means that we could see this continue down. It broke this support right here, broke it coming down. Let's keep an eye on this. We're just going to draw another support line here. So we could see it drop to as low as 317 or so. So let's keep an eye on QQQ. But look how this correlates with BTC. Okay. So you see, the chart looks pretty similar, but we do want to be careful. We've been consolidating for a while. After we had that run up to like 47,000, it's come back down and consolidated at this 40,000 mark. I added in right around 40,000. So we're going to wait to see if this recovers or keeps on declining. We could see it decline since, like I said before, it does follow the NASDAQ market. So we want to be careful. I would definitely be cautious. If you are adding in here, I'd probably say keep it a light buy-in just until we can establish some direction, because we really don't know. Here we go. So that's the support level. If we see a pullback, it'll probably go to there. And of course, if we run up, we want to cross this level. We want to cross 43,000 before we know that we are, in fact, in an uptrend. So keep an eye out for that. Next. In the coming weeks, I'm really just kind of focused on my stocks that I have right now in my position trading portfolio. So let me pull that up really quickly just to show you guys. So I'm mainly just focused right now in my portfolio here. So you can see that DLR, so REITs are kind of banging their resistance level. This one hit the 200-day, so we could see this start to pull back. This is something that I probably would trim on if I had a full position in. However, I don't have a full position, so I'm just going to reinvest the dividends. I'm not going to sell any until I get to that point. FedEx, it is around that support level. I didn't add in last week at all, so we're just still waiting on this one to determine its direction. Again, sorry, kind of the same story here, but sometimes investing can be a little boring, but that's okay. All right, Starbucks just broke its resistance level, so it is coming down. We're going to wait on this one. We want to see how low this is going to go before we add in again. 3M, yeah, this chart actually looks a little broken. So it's just going sideways. I would not touch this. We're just going to wait to see what happens. It's going to have price movement either down or up. Right now, it's just consolidating, so nothing to really say much there. Here's the other REIT I was talking about. This is AMT. Specializes in buying up like communication towers. So we're just going to see what happens. It looks like it's kind of banging this resistance level. This is where I would trim if I had a full position. Same thing as DLR. However, I don't. So we are going to wait on this as well. Once it comes back down, which I'm hoping it does, we'll add it again. Intel, also one that kind of looks like a broken chart to me a little bit. I mean, we did have this run that hit the 200 and it got rejected right away. So at this point, I mean, I'm right around my cost basis area, so I'm not super keen to jump in here. I would like to see it come back down to test this resistance level. If it does, I will be a buyer there. We kind of already went over Facebook. I'm hoping that it holds this support level. This is what I'm looking at for next week. I really would like to add into my Facebook position again. So fingers crossed, hoping that this does consolidate at the support level. Citigroup, I was happy to see this run up to the 20-day moving average. However, it looks like it's getting rejected. So we need to be careful. We're going to watch out for this support level right here. This next week, we could see a run down to this support level. Uber looks like it's coming back down as well. You know, the end of last week was kind of a difficult time in the market because we're seeing some rejection of the S&P and the NASDAQ market. So we could see things come back down, which is totally fine, especially if you're invested in high quality stocks. I mean, this is why it's so important to choose high quality companies that you believe in, because you want to make sure that you're storing your money in stocks that have value, you know, pay dividends, most of them, right? And have potential to go up. You want to be able to buy assets that are high quality that you can depend on to be around and prosper in the future. So Uber, it doesn't pay a dividend, but it's a company that I'm highly convicted in. So I really hope that it continues to go higher. But for now, it looks like it's getting rejected. So if it does pull back, I will be a buyer at this support level. BLK, BlackRock, same thing. So you can see that it does follow like a similar story. I'm glad I was thinking about adding into this one and I ended up not, and I'm glad I didn't. So it did get rejected. It hit a support level, so I'm hoping to see price consolidate and stay above the support level, in which it'll be something that I buy later this week. Disney, we've already talked about, getting rejected hard. Wait on this one. They have some really bad news right now. So this one is something that can continue to fall. JP Morgan kind of hanging right around that support level. This could be something that I add into later this week as well. So as you can see, there's a lot that's going on in the market right now. There's a lot that I'm looking at, but it does need to hit all of my marks. So this is something that I'm just going to wait on, see if it sticks around that support level. Salesforce, we already talked about. Home Depot, it really likes this support level. It's good to know that it has a strong support here, but we could see it break it. I'm not too eager on adding into this one right now. We'll see which way it decides to go. I could see this going either way, really. This is a strong support level, though, so looking to see it bounce. Comcast, we finally saw a little bit of movement. It's one of these charts where it's just kind of going sideways. I'm not too eager to jump into this one either. We'll see. If it breaks this support level, that would be big news. So we're going to just set an alert right here and just watch it. AT&T and Verizon have been having some pretty good last few days. I mean, Verizon did get rejected pretty badly, but they're hitting that resistance level. I posted about this one on Twitter. So follow me there. If you don't, I'll leave a link in the bottom. So this one got rejected. It's something that I would be trimming onto. And the day after I said that, it dropped. So it just shows you when it hits that RSI, that high RSI above 70, you want to be careful and cautious. And if you have a full position, trim it. And then of course, here's Verizon. So I'm not joking. I tweeted about this one right at the top as it was hitting this resistance level. Told people to trim, cut some profits, and then it drops 7% the next day. So that's just what happens, just the name of the game. If it comes down back to this support level, I'll add in again. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in and just, if you kind of like what I'm talking about, you want to know more about my strategy, definitely go check out my book. I'll leave it linked at the bottom of this and in my bio. So definitely check out Trading Around the Cycle. It explains everything that I'm going through, why I trade what I trade, when I buy, when I sell, all of that good stuff. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, viewing. Please hit that like button, subscribe, check out all my socials, and definitely grab my book. I'll leave all those linked in my bio. Thanks, guys. You have a good one. Bye.